This is a little bit more about transparency. Like I said, transparent colours can come out of the tube looking like poo or like black. I meant to put these in rainbow order, but I haven't quite managed that. But what happens with transparent colours as we thin them out is that they just hit this kind of peak of amazingness. So they might come out dark, but they kind of start to glow. So if I take this magenta, oh sorry I lied, if I take this Quin Violet, you see it gets to be this amazing colour. If I take this actual magenta, as I thin it out, you just get this sweet spot where it's just like, oh. If I get, I've got some Pyrrole Crimson here, and you just see, we just get this wonderful juicy red. It's not as superficial as the red you get on letterboxes. It's a bit special. I've got some phthalo blue over here, and you see as soon as we thin it out, we've got wonderful tropical water, and just similarly we've got this thing called phthalo green, and it's just amazing. And then I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my favourite ones from Daniel Smith. Transparent orange. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Juicy. You're so juicy and pretty. And then this thing that looks like baby poo brown. This is called Nickel Azo Yellow. So I go hunting for transparent colours. And I've been introduced by Julie Goldsmith to the colour Quinacridone Gold. And I love Quinacridone Gold. But I wanted something a little bit cleaner. And this is that thing. So you see, you get this amazing kind of sunset colour. So one of the things that's really useful about this is there are some areas of the palette where there are things a little bit missing. Oh, I need to get some Dark Sea Violet out in a bit. So for example, in your in your scarlets, we've got things like Cad Red, which is very opaque, so it tends to look a bit like letterboxes. But if we take the most scarlet crimson we can find for something like this this Pyrrole Crimson, and we take the most scarlet leaning orange we can find, transparent orange, and then we mix the two together, we can end up with something quite scarlet but juicy. Now it's worth knowing this colour is not as saturated as Cad Red. I don't actually have any Cad Red, but I've got this Pyrrole Scarlet. So on camera they're looking pretty similar in colour, and they are. This is juicier and this is more Fisher-Price toy. One of my other ones is that I really love. The classic way to make a sky colour is ultramarine blue and white, whereas I like to find the juiciest transparent blue that I can find, and the juiciest transparent blue leaning purple I can find. She says, looking for my deep. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there she is. So we've got some Carbazole Dioxazine Violet. Carbazole Violet, Dioxazine Violet, whatever you want to call it. So this boy. So if you take this boy, comes up the tube looking black. Hey, so we thin that boy out. We can get this wonderful purple. If you then mix that with phthalo, so if I stick a bit of that, we can get something that is in the right part of the palette for sky colour. And you can mix this with white and it'll still look juicier than ultramarine. Now if you don't have any ultramarine on your canvas, that's going to look bloody bright, and that's going to look bright enough to be your sky colour. If I get ultramarine and thin it out, you can see that is more blue. But if you don't have that on your canvas, that will do. And you'll find when you do have a sky mixed with ultramarine compared to a sky mixed with of ultramarine and white, compared with one mixed of Dioxazine violet and phthalo and white, the phthalo version will just be brighter. Going back to the colour wheel, oops, which has dribbled now. So got a colour wheel. So the idea is your most saturated colours are on the outside of the wheel. So if you want to get a really saturated yellow, you get it straight out of the tube. If you want to get a really saturated green, you get it straight out of the tube. And if you're mixing colours, there's this idea that as we go into the centre of this, in fact, I'll just go and do it. If we do the centre, and we just mix all the colours together, we just end up with a mucky browny grey. So mucky browny grey lives in the middle of the colour wheel. I say yucky browny grey. There will be times when you need this. So in the middle is greyness and brownness. And the idea, and blackness. The idea is, oops, just wipe that in before I pointed stuff and it drips. As we go, again, if we mix colours that are close to one another in saturation, so if we mix things very close to one another, we get a saturated colour in between. So if I mix a transparent crimson with a transparent orange, as you saw a minute ago, we get something in here. And it's kind of, instead of being on the very outside of the most saturated, it's kind of here, it's in a little bit towards the brownness. And so the nearer we can get two things together, the closer it is to the saturated edge. And the further apart we go, the more it goes towards this kind of yucky colour. So, and the idea is, though it's not quite true, but it's nearly true, is if we take colours opposite the wheel, we'll end up right and slap bang in the middle of the green goo. Well, not green goo, grey goo. So your purples and yellows will mix to a kind of browny grey. Your blues and your oranges will mix to browny grey. Your reds and your greens might mix kind of a bit browny, or they might mix a bit slate coloured grey, but it's all kind of in the middle here. So complementary colours properly next for mixing greys. Ciao for now. Bye.